welcome to Degenerate Nation Idea Factory. I'm going to share some ideas with you off the cuff here. This, about a year or two ago, I had an idea for an app called Layover, which paired you up with willing partners in an airport while you're waiting for your flight. But I also figured out maybe you could have a business element to it too, if you know, if there's someone there you want to talk business with or whatever, connect on any basis. But mostly it was just like, you know, for hookups and stuff, and maybe the airports could accommodate that and everything like that. In this new brave new world we live in. And then sure enough, I read an article a couple weeks ago from Post, and there's an app called Lounger, which is essentially the same thing. And so, you know, I'm sure it's not just me and this one other group of people that had this idea. I'm sure there's at least, I'm going to say 5,000 people that had that idea. But, you know, they did something with it. And I joked about it with my friend. And I don't know how to program anything or anything like that. But what I do know is how to generate ideas. A lot of them are degenerate ideas, but they're ideas. So this is an idea lab right now. I'm just going to go off the cuff and see how far we get here, okay? Alright, first app, it's called Warlord, alright? It's for warlords, and it pairs you up with the children in the area. It geolocates children that you could, you know, take and make them boy or girl soldiers. Additionally, it tracks food pallets, so food and medical supplies. So the moment they're dropped, like, you already know where it is, and you can seize it and use it to control your people. So that one's Warlord app. You know, it also can connect you with other warlords so that you can make sure you're maintaining some type of peace there, or at least, you know, you can chat with them directly through the app. And I think that would bring some stability to those regions while promoting the agendas of the warlords. All right, so that's definitely one of them. It's Warlord. I'm sure that app will be out there in some form in a year from now, and I'll be kicking myself yet again. All right, next. What we got here? Oh yes, trucker hotels. So I feel like the hour-long or one-day hotel stay is a thing of the past, right? And say truckers they're on their 16-hour routes or whatever. But if you had like these designer like cabins, right? So they're taking you across the country. You're taking them on a road trip. Yeah, there might be some supplies in the front part of that truck, but it's just like whatever fantasy environment you want, it's there. And it's got wireless, of course, because every romance needs wireless now too. But it's just like you're moving, and this experience is happening to you, and there's windows if you want, so you can see out there. But you're going on a mobile romance while they're getting their work done too. So commerce is happening and love is happening, and so it's like kind of an Airbnb but for truckers. So I think it's just marrying the idea of interstate commerce, you know, the underbelly of America, those trucks getting those supplies moving, you know, and then, you know, the romance that comes with whisking someone away to an Airbnb, except it's inside of a truck bed. So there you go. I forgot what the name of it was. I'll work on that part later. I thought of that because there's a truck. I saw a truck. So there's that. What else I got here? There's gonna be awkward silence. Actually, yes, I got one. Alright, so it's an app, and you text it. Alright, so you're at a bar or something, and you're afraid to talk to somebody, but you text, like, you know, like those old, okay, so it's like the movie Say Anything with the where Lloyd Dobler holds up the boombox, right? So you want to make some type of romantic gesture. It's someone you haven't met or talked to, and whatever comes in your mind, and you just type it in the app, and it it gets their attention, and then just the wittiest thing you can think of. Or you just put it on there. You're putting part of yourself out there. I'm like, this is like a video screen thing attached to your chest. So it makes this bold thing, but you don't have to say it. They can quickly kind of like, because they're either going to be really into it or really not into it. But you're assisted by technology, and it gets rid of some of that awkward conversation. So, it's like right there for the socially awkward or less confident, and they could meet their soulmate that way. They type something in there, and it just pops up on the video screen, walking around. And I think it'll encourage people to say what they feel or what they want to project onto somebody. I think we'll call it a Doppler effect for now. I don't really know. It probably sucks, that name, but we'll work on it later. Fuck. What's next? Okay, an app that's their alternate history app. Okay, so you type in an event, and it gives you like a choose your own scenario of like a couple different outcomes it could have had, and there's some algorithm that generates like a different alternate history for it. So if you're one of those people that thinks about if this then that, what would have happened differently, and this thing is like auto generates it for you. And fuck, Hollywood could use that to pump out some movies, or some authors could use that or write books, because it basically would outline it for you. Oh yeah, another one. Speaking of choose your own adventure. So choose your own adventure, the app. So it basically gives you a couple scenarios. Maybe you tie this in a living social or whatever. And you could do this or this tonight. And then you type in your answer. Like, if this, then this is going to happen, and blah, blah, blah. And you have to actually go on these adventures. And obviously it wouldn't be a course of one night, but it'd be over like a course of a week or two or something. And so it would take you back to the beginning. So you go until you find the most interesting path. And it's for people with like social anxiety and stuff. So you just get them to like get out of their shell, because an app is telling them what to do, and they get the feeling that they get to start over, which is great. Let's see. Oh, the divorce party planner app. Apparently divorce party planners become a thing. So I think the moment you think of filing for separation, like you register for this divorce party app, so you can start planning your divorce party ahead of time, and it might actually make you look forward to the brave world of being single again, which sucks, but like it might trick you into looking forward to. If hey, I got this party I'm looking forward to, and you set things in motion way ahead of time. Like one of those weddings that people plan their wedding for quite a while. They should plan their divorce party as well. So it's a divorce party app, and it hooks you up with divorce party planners. So it gets them some clients. Everybody wins, except for except for the marriages and families that are destroyed. But other than that, everybody wins. Let's see what else we got. Oh, I don't know if this exists yet, but you hum in, say you hum like a melody, and it tells you right away if that's a song by anyone. Okay, so musicians would have to enter their material in there, and if it would pick up just a few bars and show you every song that's been recorded that's at least on iTunes that is similar. So then you don't think you're on to the next great thing, and all of a sudden some band already beat you to it, and you don't want to waste extra time on like crafting this amazing song around it. Like, you fucking Mr. Holland's Opus, only to find out that some band in Kansas City already has that song, and like then you're just a dick. So yeah, I don't know what the name of that one would be, but I think that needs to happen to someone who thinks that he could do music but has no idea how to play music. I think that would be a very helpful tool. Let's see what else. Oh, I don't know if they have this or not, but like zoo watches where it just tells you when the fucking animals are awake. So you take your like daughter to the zoo and she can actually see the fucking animals. I think that would be cool. It just goes off, especially if you live in a city, say like DC or San Diego, where we have really popular zoos, and you'll be like, oh, these animals are awake now, they're out, and your app goes off, and then it's like, hey, let's go to the zoo so you can actually see the fucking animals this time. I think that would be pretty cool. Okay, this isn't an app per se, but we're going to talk about gun control. So, I was joking about this with some friends earlier. But, like, what is the solution to all these incidents, like these horrible tragedies that come from gun violence? And it's like, can we really afford as a nation to give up our mental health information as a part of the screening process? And so it was like, if the government having that sounds too risky, because who knows where it would end up. This information gets hacked, it could be used against the people. But we were joking, like, what if it's like, that's where the post office transforms into? It's just a place where you go to register to buy a gun, and they're like, there's some sassy woman there, like, nah, you don't pass, you crazy. Or like DHL, which no one ever thinks about DHL, they think about FedEx or UPS. And they change their business model to be like the people that register, that give you a mental health screening and go through your records and determine whether or not you're the Second Amendment and it applies to you. And eventually that would be an app, basically. Because everything's going to be an app. Our blood and guts are going to become apps. We're going to be robots. So that'd be cool. A redundancy app. So basically, it sums up your entire your job and everything you do, and determines how quickly they can make you redundant. So like a live countdown to how quickly a robot can replace you. So it'd be really good for supply chain management. I think it'd be awesome. This wasn't my app idea, but a great joke, and shout out to Silicon Valley for the joke about finding out when nipples get hard. That was a great plot point that factored into season 2 there later down the road. I think that show's brilliant. It's a great show. This is challenging. Okay, so for porta potty planning, right? So so the porta potty companies have access to all the data of like how many people they're expecting at a tailgate, how many people are you expecting at a concert, and then they can line up the appropriate amount of porta potties, because usually there's never enough fucking porta potties, or sometimes there's too many porta potties, and I think that would be a good thing, knowing exactly how many porta potties you need. So there's not a bunch of people just pissing on each other, all drunk, going to an SEC football game. They didn't have enough fucking porta potties. But if a porta potty management app that you can hook up with, like Live Nation and ESPN game days, all those type of massive parties, EDM festivals. I think at EDM they just pee their pants and have strokes. So I guess you wouldn't need porta potties at that. I've only been to one electronic show, and there was like teenagers just passing out all around me. It was like a fucking PSA for not going to electronic music concerts, or doing drugs, or being a child, teenager. Couldn't pay me enough to do that again. Let's see what else. An app for, like, I don't know, this is futuristic, but before you're about to do something like really stupid, actually finding out if there's a law against it and what the maximum punishment is before you do it. I think people, like, right in that moment as they're thinking, yeah, I want to fucking do this, like, I want to, like, say, evade a police officer, or I'm going to pee here. What's the maximum punishment I could get for this? I think it would deter people from doing certain things if they knew exactly what could happen to them. I think that would be pretty cool. It's kind of some it's not like not thought crime, but thought consequence. So I guess I'd call it thought consequence. So you're probably expecting a bunch of sleazy apps about the dicks and stuff, but no, I'm mixing it up tonight. I really am. But I should probably throw one sleazy app in there too. Nope, not gonna do it. I'm taking the high road. I might add to this later, but for now I'll cap it off with those. All right, take it easy.